know you do. I know you do, because that's what I do. I give you that kind of love that makes you come back. I'm your pusher, baby. I'm your pusher.
Hey, little black boy, let me holler at you for a minute. Cause I was once in your place. You should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you just may save your life in the world right now. Much is right. Little black boy, you're gonna see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in the chains. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. I am your host, John Hansboro. It is Wednesday, July 20th. I hope everybody's having a wonderful week thus far. Stay safe out there. Stay hydrated. We're getting ready to go into code red if we're not there already. So try your best to stay hydrated. Tonight, we got a special show. We got my little brother, Isaiah, on tonight. I've had him on before. I was just looking through my timeline, and I had him on my show last year. I believe it was like September the 8th that I had him on the show for the first time. So this is like maybe the second or even third time, actually, that he's been on. Very talented young man. I can't wait for you guys to hear what he has to say and some of the talent that he has that he's going to showcase for us tonight. Also, before we get started, I want everyone to follow the show after me today. Brother Chad show is after mine today at 8 o'clock. You don't want to miss that. And you also want to stay on ladyjmedia@gmail.com so you can get the link and watch all the shows and know when they're coming on during the week on What Up Baltimore Online Radio. Isaiah Haynes III, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I can't complain, man. You know how it is. I can't complain. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, man.
Man, where to even get started? Well, I'm gonna just say, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, and I'm a poet, and I'm actually I'm an inspiring author as well. I love to write. I love to talk. I love to write. I love to express things through my words. I feel like that. That's a big part of my purpose in this world. So, whatever it is that I could do to, help everyone else get along, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to do my part. And hopefully my music and my poetry is a part of that.
Absolutely, man. You just said a mouthful right there. Definitely. So first, okay. Tell us about your music.
All right, so why don't you get started? I mean, my music, man, music is my first love. I'm gonna be honest. That's the first thing. Every little boy goes through the moments when all they want to do is be a football player, a basketball player, especially in our community.
Right.
We all go through those moments, but
right.
With music, really was the one thing that stuck. Like, I played sports, I did all of that, but music is that one thing that's been consistent in my life. So that's the thing that I need. That's my true love. I can't express it any better than that.
I got you. All right. So, and then you are a poet. I know that.
Yes.
You said you were an aspiring author as well. You have some material that you're about to release soon?
Yes, hopefully within by the end of this year or the beginning of next year, I will be releasing a poetry book called Skydive, Fall Through the Mind of a Young Black Man.
Skydive, going through the mind of a young black man.
Yes,
okay,
sir,
you already got. Have you looked into any publishing yet?
Yes, I have. I was one of the main companies was Barnes and Noble. they have a pretty good deal going. So I was looking through that, but nothing is for sure right now. So
I
I was
understand,
looking.
definitely.
So I'm still looking if anybody out there.
Absolutely. Look, man, on Instagram, I want you to look up Four Authors. They are a publishing company, all black publishing company, and they perfect for people who have just uh, written their first piece and they never released anything. They can walk you through the process of getting your literature out there. You know what I mean? And
Mm,
you won't have to worry about somebody trying to make all of the money that you should be getting. The buck stops with you. You understand what I'm saying?
right.
But yeah, look them up. Four Authors. My family, Victor the CEO and Aneski Anna Zet. You want to look them up, man. They some good people. They can help you out a lot. Even if you just got some questions, man, you know what I mean? They'll be happy to answer them for you. Um, wow, Isaiah. So you're 22 years old, number one. Well, I wanted to put that out
Yes,
there
sir.
because people may not, as we get through this interview, they'll understand that you are a very young, mature young man, though, for your age. I said that last year when I had you on the show. I remember this your vibe and your attitude and your positivity. You know what I mean? So with your poetry, when did you fall in love with that? When did that start for you to be something that you used as a way to express yourself?
Oh man. Well, it started I think around 2016.
Mhm.
I was about 16 years old, and but the first and I started writing poetry because I'm pretty sure like 15, 16, 17, like Baltimore was going crazy. We had the Freddie Gray stuff, we had the riots and everything, and it was
Right,
a really hard time to be a young black man in America. And so you know and then being a man and a black man at that, it's not accustomed to express your feelings. So I started writing poetry, and then around 2017, my junior year in high school, I performed I wrote and performed a poem in the Black History Month Assembly for
hmm,
my school. And when the reaction that I got from that, I knew everybody, like at least like in my school, everybody knew what I could do on stage when it comes to singing.
hmm.
But when I performed my poetry at the Black History Month Assembly, I it was a good reaction, but it was a different reaction from when I got finished singing. And that's when I was like, yo, I think I gotta continue to do this.
Right, right. There's nothing like that vibe and the energy from
Hmm.
the people that you're performing for, the people that you're around. And one thing I could say to you, man, always keep positive people around you too on the journey that you're on. You always want people that's going to be positive and that can feed into your energy and give you good sound advice. You know what I mean? Um, so look, without further ado, Isaiah, man, let's get into some poetry first. Maybe we can get you to sing a song before the show is over for all the ladies on here. But we're gonna get into some poetry right now. Whenever you're ready, whatever you got that you want to spit, I want you to go ahead and get that out the way. Whatever you feeling, you just go right ahead and go with it. There's no hose barred on my show, you know that. So however
Yeah,
you
all
need
right.
to bring it, bring it.
So I'm gonna start off with this is actually one of the main poems from my book, and it's called Skydive.
Okay.
All right. I am always unsure of the decisions that I make. Some say some say I'm tripping while I brush it off, saying it's a piece of cake. But don't fall for my conviction. It is only an empty shell of a man that even when he knows that he is sick, he still doesn't know how to explain his own symptoms. Air is so thick in the room, you can feel the tension. Everyone says the life is too short and you're still so young. The ball is in your court, but you couldn't see my vision. You couldn't see the pain of the loss that came from my addiction. Still chasing that first high. I know that I am not that guy anymore, but once again, I am unsure. I am hopeful. It is still pure. These feelings that I am missing is still that addiction, so painful, so painful. I feel it in my core. So now I am free falling. And it feels like I'm flying. The view is so precious. Man, I swear I felt like crying. I don't know shit. You don't know shit about this pain. I am addicted. I am a moth to its flame. So hopefully this parachute works for when I land. Everything will be okay because I am tired. I am tired of feeling insane.
I love it, bro. I love it as
Thank you.
always. I love how you express yourself. So skydive. Tell
Yeah.
me what brought that on? What made you sit down with pen and paper and start to create skydive?
Man, well, it was a moment of I was just alone. It was in the middle of the night, and like these last few months been kind of stressful, and when I started to kind of hit a low point, that came out of me, and it was like, and it was everything. Like so, like because I'm one that I'm not one to express my feelings well. So when whenever I get to a low point, everything comes out. So when it came to writing this, I mean everything come from, I'm young, but I haven't had much experience. I haven't had like I never had like that high school sweetheart thing. I never had no like real love situation or nothing like that. And and there's a lot of other different things that came to it that came to the surface that I buried a lot. And then that came out because it was like I felt like I was falling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like how I said, like, the view, like, free falling, like it was like I was skydiving. It was like I was skydiving, but I didn't have a parachute. I didn't have no safety net, nothing like that. At the moment, it felt like going, if I kept going through what I was going through, then there would be nothing left for me there. So that was pretty much as like, like I said in the end, like, I'm hopeful, because hopefully I could, even though it feels like I don't have a parachute or a safety net. Hopefully I can still land safely.
Absolutely, and you will. I tell you that. Damn, yeah, you you will land safely, bro. Definitely. It's interesting that you just said that when you were at that place, when you felt like you were at that low place in your life, or you were just free falling, that the words and the poetry just came to you to help you heal yourself and to like,
Mhm.
speak
It
life into you.
actually woke me up out of my sleep, and I wrote it on my phone. I didn't even have time. I didn't even put my glasses back on. like
Hmm.
I wrote it, blurry vision and everything, but it just came out.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of times those are the ones that um that's some of your best work because it's all from here. You know what I mean? It's all from here. And I totally understand what you're saying, man. I've gotten visions all times of the night when I'm in my sleep or even when I'm in the shower and things of that nature. But the most interesting thing and the hardest thing that I've dealt with is dealing with my brain and trying to push my brain, and no one really around me really knew or knows the shit that I was dealing with internally.
Yeah.
All they saw was what I was doing and things of that nature, and my poetry is what saved me. I say it all the time. I was going to church and I believe in God and things of that nature, but my poetry, that is That's a gift that he gave to me that I use to speak life into myself and to also, speak life into other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
The purpose that you just said now purpose. When did you know and feel that what you're doing now is your purpose?
I'm not gonna lie. I've always felt it. I always known. Like I know, like I know a lot of people don't understand that, but I've always known that my voice is my purpose.
Mm.
Like,
Ever,
and
ever since you can remember, you've always had that thought process.
because, like I said, music is my first love. I knew I wanted people I knew I wanted to reach the corners of the world with my voice by some way. I knew I was going to because it
Mhm.
didn't matter because I was going to be singing. And then when I found poetry, and then I recently started going to open mics. And when I found out, when I found out that there's other ways to use my voice, too, and then and then I started getting into, um, I started getting maybe around middle school, like eighth grade, I started getting into church for my own sake,
Mhm.
not because my grandmother was making me go, not
Mhm.
because my mother was making me go. It was because I wanted to go,
Right.
and um, and then when that happened, I started paying attention to my namesake. I was like, Isaiah,
Mhm.
I'm the third, but I still feel like I could have been named anything. It's not no coincidence that my mom decided to name me Isaiah. And
Mhm.
we already, for those who know, like those don't know, like Isaiah is the greatest storyteller, the greatest messenger ever to walk the face of the earth. There's no one better. There's like that's God's messenger,
Mhm.
and I felt like God was speaking to me. It's crazy. It's crazy. I always felt like it's crazy how all of my talents has to do with me using my voice. All of my best talents. Like I'm good doing this and that here and there, but all of my best attributes has something to do with me using my voice. And like that's really, when I started getting into church for myself and reading the
Mhm.
Bible and everything, that's really when it struck hard. Like when
Wow.
it was like a punch in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Did you feel like you felt like a connection, like the things just started to fall in place in your writing when you was in that position, when you was in that, when you would, when you had that energy around you at that time going on?
Yeah, I did actually, and it was weird because all of these words was in my head. Everything was in my head, like, and and then I just was like, I just started writing, and then sometimes what I wrote didn't make sense, or sometimes like I would just like on my phone, like the voice recorder thing, I would just like whenever something's in my head, like I would just like say whatever's in my head into my phone, and then I'll go back and listen to it and listen to it until I could pull out what was really supposed to be there. Like even though everything might have been all jumbled up before, I could like I was able to pull out what was supposed to be there, and I've done that with songs and poems too. Like just something like a catchy hook that came to my head. I probably would go look, make sure I didn't hear it somewhere else, and then
Mhm.
and then I go like I use the voice recorder, record my voice, and now I'm like, oh, I got a catchy tune now. Now let me write the song. Then everything else, like once I got the hook, because it was in my head, everything else comes together because it was there.
Mhm.
It was already there the whole time. Like with everything, it was always there. It just took me to have to take the time and find it.
Absolutely. All right, man. So we're gonna let the people hear some more poetry before we get into some more stuff, man. Whenever you're ready, man, you can spit whatever else you want to do next.
All right, I got this. I have a poem called "Truth Be Told." It's more of a spoken word, really, but still, this is called "Truth Be Told." This is my favorite. This is my favorite. This is the one that I think You know, when it comes to my message, that I really, especially when it comes to being a young black man, like I feel like this is the one for me to, you know, for people to hear.
Gotcha.
Truth be told, I am not as dangerous as you have come to think. Truth be told, despite what you see on your TV screens, the cell phones and the movies that you watch, my people aren't the same criminals or slaves and just the unruly people that we are portrayed to be. No, because truth be told, that is only a disguise for those who wants to white out the truth in those scripts. Because just off of our minds alone, we have made so many of them rich, and yet monetarily, we have not had the same outcome, but we are just as rich, even more to be exact, because truth be told, even though we were stripped of our culture and don't even know what tribes we came from or a country in the continent so great is where any former man walked their first steps. Truth be told, I will not fall to my enemies who try to set a snare to trap me, because just as my name is in the word, and no, not the word of the man with the silky brown hair, blue-eyed Jesus that we were brainwashed to believe in, but in the word of God. And my God has no such of a face. And my Jesus is the man of his word, and in his word it says, no weapon forged against me shall prevail. So I must repeat myself as I say, truth be told. Because if you only act in feelings and not also logic within itself, we would have never been able to desegregate. We would have never been able to love whom we want to love, befriend whomever we wanted to befriend, and yet you still see me as your enemy. You still see me, my brothers and my sisters, as a threat with targets on our back from the moment that we come out of the womb. While my fellow niggas is getting killed in these streets, not for a second do I think that it can't happen to me. So we tend to roll up these trees just to feel good in the land of the free. Please take your knee off of our necks, because we need a moment to breathe. Truth be told.
I love it, bro. I love it. That is real right there, man. That's
Thank
real,
you.
and it hits you right in the face. Because truth be told, is it's saying a lot, and coming from a young man, you know what I mean, talking and saying the things that you said in that poem is very powerful to me. For your age, Isaiah, 22, what are some of the things that you have done that like put you on this path that you on? You know what I mean? We all know, you know, how it is in the streets out here, no matter where we are in Baltimore, Maryland, to be honest with you. And some of the things that young black men can fall into, you know what I mean? How did you navigate through all of that shit to be where you are now at 22?
I'm not gonna lie, I just stayed in the house. Like I'm not really I was never really one to be outside in the streets like that. Like, cause it was, even when I was, like, you know, I really wasn't, but you know, there definitely was times when sometimes I would be outside a little late here and there. But at the end of the day, I still went home. You
Right,
know, when
right.
I was ready to get up out of there, I got up out of there, whether or not I came with somebody or not. Like I went home when I was ready to go home, and that was a big part of it, because it's like, yo, I know when I'm not comfortable, and once I'm not comfortable anymore, I'll just leave. Like, you know, there's no shame in my game. When I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. Like, you know, there's no shame in my game, and another thing is, I always try to stay level headed. You know, I wouldn't let I would I would think about I would think before I acted. Like, I would do that, especially when I wasn't home. Like,
Right.
yeah, I probably, yeah, you know, fighting with family, that's a whole different situation.
Mhm.
But like, you know, we all go through it at some point. But when I'm not at home with people that I know, that no matter at the end of the day, you know, their intent isn't to harm me. But I can't be sure with people on the outside, no matter how long I've known them.
Right.
So, I just try to stay level-headed. I protect myself when I need to protect myself, but I wouldn't put myself in a situation if it wasn't needed to be,
Absolutely. Got you. All right. Let's get into some more poetry, man. What else you got that you want to spit? Anything else that you would like to get off your chest?
Yes, I have a lot, man. All right, so this one is called View Behind the Mirror.
Okay.
I really hope you guys like this one. I'm pretty sure we all probably felt like this at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Your eyes are so beautiful, so big and bright, so full of life. Sometimes I find you staring at me, but you always turn away whenever I look back.
Mm.
But I try not to make eye contact because you can read my soul chapter by chapter with just a slight glance. Destined to be so close, but yet so far away. Hand to hand, but we can never touch. I used to think that it was me looking away until I noticed that that look in your eye, those big, beautiful eyes, that deep brown silk pool that I can't help but to fall into every time you turn my way. And whenever you do, there's always a slight resistance before speaking, almost a stutter, carefully choosing the words that'll fall from your lovely soft lips. And once again, we are so far away, but yet we are so close. So I guess I just stand by until you find your way back to me.
And what's the name? And that's The View in the Mirror, you said?
View behind the mirror.
The View Behind the Mirror. Talk to me about that. What inspires you to write that View Behind the Mirror?
Um, you know, I I've always been the friend that listens, that people come to, about their
Mm-hmm.
problems. I've always
Mm-hmm.
been that guy, no matter whatever they gotta go about. And I've always had more female friends. But like this situation, was a time when one of my bros came to me, and I was going through a similar situation. So I basically wrote this to express, you know, what it's like you've this is basically like being stuck inside of a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever the person that you truly care for looks inside the mirror, all they can see is themselves. Like I know you probably looked inside the mirror and stuff, to fix yourself up or whatever. And like just imagine putting your hand up to the mirror, and because it's just a reflection, your hands touching, you and your reflection hands are touching, but they're not at the same time. So it's like if I was stuck inside of the mirror and I was her reflection. And so it's like, even though, even though she, even though we're always right there whenever we're in the same room, it's not even noticeable. So it's like we're forever stuck in that position of never being able to completely come together.
Wow, you do some amazing writing. You got a lot of pieces written, I'm sure, don't you?
I do, I do. I have, like I counted the other day. Actually, I have like almost 40. I've been going crazy recently.
Right. You ever get into a zone or like a vibe where you're just constantly, maybe a few days in a row or even weeks in a row where you just on it, stuff just coming to you constantly that you
Yeah,
writing down and
that was
creating?
actually these last 2 weeks. I was writing songs. I was writing poems. Like I wrote four poems in the last week and two songs, and I just and then it just stopped.
That's right. I hear you. Right. So look,
But
I tell you what we're gonna do. If you don't, would you mind singing a song for the lovely ladies that are watching our show tonight?
Oh, no, I don't have no problem with that at all. Actually, I don't have no
Right,
problem.
my
That's
man. All right. So whenever you're ready, man, I want you to brighten somebody's day with your voice. That I already know what you can do, but some of the people who haven't seen you or may have not seen my show last year when I had you on, they have no idea. So whenever you're ready, bro, you just go right on ahead, man.
all right. Well, this is a new song that's called "Love Me." I hope y'all enjoy it. Uh, uh, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad that you was able to come out, uh, cause it's gonna be a good one. Excuse me, miss. Can I talk to you for a minute? Come on, just a minute. I just got a couple questions for you. Girl, what's your name? What's your sign? Baby, what's your moon? And what's your rise? Girl, tell me what's on your mind. What's that tattoo on your thigh? Baby girl, I know you keeping it tight. Baby, let me get you right. Cause you've been on my mind. And I can tell that you really match my vibe. I know you probably thinking these niggas lame, but I ain't here to play no games. I just wanna know if you feeling the same. So baby, love me.
Damn.
Yeah. Darling, just love me, yeah. Baby, just love me. Oh, baby, just love me, love me. Hey, you say what you want, and I can please. Baby, stop fronting and won't you come fuck with me? I got
Mm.
what you want, and I got what you need. So baby, just love me, love me, love me, love me, yeah.
Yo. Isaiah, damn, man. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay. First of all, man, that shit was great. Your voice, man,
Thank
you
you.
got a wonderful singing voice, brother.
Thank you.
When did your singing come into play? And what is your singing background? Where does that come from?
Man, let me tell you. Oh wow, I love telling my singing background. I love it. It's my favorite part of my life. I started singing in church around 4 or 5, and I did that. I was in the choir for a couple years, from like 4 or 5, maybe all the way up to I was like 13. I was in the choir and everything for years. But my entire family is musical. My entire family grew up singing. My family, we have our own church called Healing Temple Church of God in Christ in New York City. And my mom tells me the stories all the time, and I love it. I love it every time she say it. I ask her about the same stuff. She was a singer. My whole family was a singer. She was her, my mom and all of my family, like all of her cousins, her first cousins and everything. My family, they was actually taught to sing by Kelly Price's mom,
Okay, okay.
and so with that, my mom, she was on her way to having a career, but then she had kids, and but with that, my mom, she's growing up, I always heard her listening. Always heard her singing music, singing her favorite songs, like Keisha. I always heard her listen to Keisha Cole, Jennifer
Mhm.
Hudson, Fantasia, Ruben Studdard, guys like that, Jill Scott, and etc. And with that, I started, I fell in love with it, just throughout the years. Like, it was always there my entire life. It was there before I was even born. Like, it started before me, and it just got passed to me. I get, like, the love for it, and I'm super grateful for it too, because, like, I mean, wherever I could take it, where those before me wasn't able to, I'm trying to take it as far as I can, you know.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Have you written anything where you have incorporated your poetry or spoken word with your singing in it as well?
Yes, I have. I'm actually working on something like that right now, and I'm actually one. I actually want to do an album, a two-sided album, to where it's like I have a poem correlating I have a poem correlating to a poem to each poem.
Hmm.
Like it's like it's like I'm gonna put it on vinyl too because I know a lot of us like listening to vinyl nowadays. You know, it's starting to come back into play, and
Right.
um, like like how they have two discs on CDs. You
Hmm.
know, the different sizes and stuff. That's what I want. I want people to. I want. I want that to happen. And actually, with my with one of the old poems that I had what that I did on your show the last time I was on with Ava, um, called Seasons. That I actually turned it into a song.
You did.
Yeah,
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 shout out to Ava. I remember when I had both of you guys on there. Shout out to Ava.
yeah.
Um, yeah, can you perform that one for us real quick? Do you know that one?
Yeah. Oh, let me. I think I have that here. I definitely. If I. Yeah. Oh, here it is, right here. Yep, I got it right here. Yeah, I could do that.
This was a poem at first, right?
Yeah, it was. It was a poem at first, and I've been working on it, trying to turn it into a song and everything. But I could kill that right here real quick.
All right.
So reconciliation, manufactured by the agents, so that they could test my patience. Man, I guess I ain't meant to say shit, but I'm broken and hated. So is the chosen savior. He ain't broken, he blessed. Season for unspoken arrest. Gotta be joking, you just speaking for treason for speaking the truth. Stake by the wood in the flesh. Shits out the world, but then he outpoured his spirit when he was truly heaven sent. So my prayers he listened, and this is what I said. My Lord, my God, my Lord, my heavenly provider. My Lord, my God, my Lord, I call to you, my Father. My Lord, my God, my Lord, I need your words of wisdom. My Lord, my God, my Lord, I call to you, my Father. Granny always told me to never question God, but sometimes this shit can feel just like a fucking facade. Killing my brothers on the streets while these motherfuckers looking just like me. When I watch the movie, no, I gotta skip that scene. Man, it can't be real, it must be a dream. Shaking our hands while killing our sons. This battle's not lost, man. The war had just begun. Who's down, baby? Better bust the move now. Now, what you trying to do now? I just hope you hear my prayer to you now. My Lord, my God, my Lord, my heavenly provider. My God, my Lord, my God, I call to you, my Father. My Lord, my God, my Lord, I need your words of wisdom. My Lord, my God, my Lord, I call to you, to my Father. That's a little. I haven't done it in a while, but that's pretty much what it. But that's pretty much it right there. Yeah, I
Yeah,
tried.
I like it, man. I like it. You're an amazing writer, man. I'm telling you. And it's not a lot of people who can write and sing it. And like sometimes, mostly it's either they can sing really good and they need somebody to write for them, or
Right.
somebody's a good writer and they really can't sing that well. Brother, you got them both. Like you got
Thank
them both. And where you are in life right now with your age, man, you can't go anywhere but up. You just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Really. Keep doing what
Thank
you're doing, man, because you're
I
a very
really.
positive young man. Any other poetry you want to sing, sell out to us really fast?
Oh yes, most definitely. I have one that I think you'll love. I really do. This one is called Miss America,
Okay.
and this one I wrote specifically for my book, but this is a blessing to be back on here. So it's no better place for me to present this one to the world.
All right. I appreciate that, brother.
Miss America, why do you hate me?
Mm.
Why do you loathe the existence of myself and my people? gagging at the thought of us being equal.
Mm.
I never asked to be this way. It's just the way that I was born. Growing up, I wanted to be just like you. Damn, I was torn. It's even worse now that I'm all grown up like Tommy Pickles. PTSD from the age of 3, other than my father leaving, it was you that fucked up my mental. It was you that took away my black boy joy. It was you that took my auntie away from us due to your negligence and ignorance. Though it's you saying that we're nothing but killing and thieving criminal monkeys, telling us to go back to Africa. And it's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad because I was born right here in this country and I thought that you were supposed to be the land of the free. But you guys know the saying. There's no such thing as a free lunch. And there's no such thing as freedom. So here's to you, Miss America. I'll take the handcuffs off. And I'm going to break these chains and I will be free. Soaring through the skies just like the angels that was murdered while being served and protected. I will be free. And there will be nothing that you could do about it. So this is from me to you, Miss America. Fuck you.
Yeah. I knew that was coming. I love it. I love it. I just felt that was coming. Damn, man. I love it. I said, damn. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. That was great. Listen, I wanted to go back to something though. When the riots and things were going on in Baltimore, around what was that, like between 2017 and like 19, something like that.
It was like 15 to like 18, like my entire.
That's right. What am I talking about? It kicked off in 2015, right? That's right.
Yeah, with the whole Freddie Gray stuff.
Okay. When we were dealing with that as a city and as a country as a whole, basically, what was going through your mind and how did you feel at that time?
Man, I was scared. I thought I was next. Thought I was next. Because I'm not gonna lie, and a lot of these racists, like this, I'm not gonna say white people, I'm not gonna say this, that I'm gonna say racists, they would get it bold. Real bold. Like, I mean, an old white dude in a pickup truck tried to hit me with his car and it was like, die, nigga. So I started carrying, like, even in school, like I started carrying pocket knives with me. Like I was unscrewing scissors and stuff to make sure I had a weapon of some sort. I bought my stepbrother and my older sister knives to have on them for when because we didn't go. I went to different school than those two, so like they went to school together. But I went to school in Dundalk. They went to school out here in Middle River. They went to Kenwood and I went to Patapsco. And not being there, them scared me for them and myself. Like I was always by myself. So so even though I knew where I was at. I wasn't sure where they was at with it. I don't know if they, but then I wasn't sure where they was at with it until my sister came. One time I came home because I was doing everything. I was just almost never at home. I was always at school. One time I came home late and my sister and my stepbrother was telling me that these rednecks in like a pickup truck was like chasing them and throwing buckets of water on them and stuff. And that was like when I was like, all right, like, yo, like, this ain't fake. This not just stuff that you see on TV. Like, this stuff happens to us. We're real people. Like, it's not just stuff that you see on the news. Like, that stuff isn't 1 in a million. It's average. It's everyday stuff that we all go through at some point. And it's like, yo, like, and then the riots was making. I went to school in Dundalk, like, Dundalk not that far from the beginning of the city, and so like I remember it was my school first. It was my school first and my school's last talent show, and I was performing on the talent show, and they was about to cancel it because the riots was making their way down to the county. And they did make their way down to the county. Literally, like they only left schools alone. And luckily we was still in the schools and stuff. But if it was like, yo, for those that couldn't make it home before then, they was stuck in the school. They, like literally me and my mom, my sister, my stepbrother, we was leaving the talent show and we went to a 7-Eleven, and 7-Eleven had, like, when we was pulling out, somebody threw like a rock through the 7-Eleven window, stuff like that. Like it was like all of that stuff, man. It was like, yo, even like it was like we was even turning against each other, and it was crazy. And I was 15, 16 at the time, so a lot. And I was dealing with school. I was dealing with a lot of stuff, young teenagers, like, and then not being able to be there to protect my stepbrother and my sister, like that, because even though, like, yeah, I knew that they was together, but I felt more comfortable because I was the biggest. I was, I'm like, yo, like, I'm like, regardless of, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be good because I already know I'm gonna take it if I need to take it there. But I wasn't, but and like, yeah, like my sister and my stepbrother could definitely hold their own, but still, it was just still this protection part of me that was just unsettling. Like I was unsettled the entire time. It was like, yo, I don't know what's gonna happen. And we all doing stuff late. We all, they was working. They was at working or doing after school stuff. I was never home. I was always doing after school stuff. And it was just like, it was a lot to deal with, especially as a teenager.
Absolutely. I can imagine. I can imagine, man. So look. We got about 10 or 15 minutes left. Let's do another song. If you want to sing another song, that'd be great. If you got anything else you'd like to share.
Oh man.
If
Actually,
not, you can do another poem. It's up to you. Either one.
All right, cool. I'll do another poem.
Okay.
I don't have another song. As soon as you said song, my mind completely went blank. But I have another poem right here.
Got it. Let's do it.
So this one is called "Escape with My Peace." I used to think that I could be Superman until I was about 8 years old, because that was the first time that I got hurt really bad. And then slowly I started to realize that I was not invincible. I could not fly through the sky. And 2 years later, I found out how deep a bullet from the blue steel of a pistol can pierce one's soul. To live was the goal. I didn't care about nothing else. Because PTSD from getting hit in the face with the 45 cal at the ripe age of 10, I was scared shitless. And I am lucky that it didn't go off. Click, clack, bow, Isaiah is down. First down. Second down. Down for the count. My hand is near the rope, but I think I want to tap out. Somebody ring the bell. I am in the submission move and it hurts like hell. Face first into the pavement. A black eye and sticking to my face is a bullet shell. That is one part of that story. My mother, I could never tell. Because everything was already so crazy. I just wanted to get my baby cousin in the house and get some sleep. I just couldn't wait to leave and get some peace. Just to get away from that nigga with that peace. 45 cal. That 45 cal, I can still smell the gunpowder. Damn, that gun had power. Damn, how that gun towered over me for a whole year. I just wanted to leave and never return. But then I remembered that I could be Superman. And I know that I'm not 8 years old no more. But that doesn't sound like a bad plan. So I'll fly away and escape with my peeps. So to all of my peeps.
I love it, bro. You are one talented young man, man. Tell everybody how they can follow you and keep up with you, Isaiah.
All right, so you guys could follow me. You guys could find me on Facebook at Isaiah Haynes the third. I hope you guys see it right there on the screen. And but you guys can send me friend requests, follow me, whatever, however you want to do it. Message me, whatever. I'm open to anything. And you guys could find me on Apple Music at Isaiah Haynes, Spotify, all of that, YouTube. Isaiah Haynes, I'm there. I've been working on some more music, so hopefully you get to hear some soon. And you can follow me on Instagram at Zay 2 Y's 2 underscores. That's YEAHZAYY 2 underscores.
Gotcha. All right, y'all. Y'all heard it, man. Follow this young man. He's a positive brother, and he's always got something going on. He's always in a good, positive space from what I see, because I follow him myself. And keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep speaking for your generation. You know what I mean? And what you're doing is your purpose. And to be able to know what your purpose, I wish I knew that this was my purpose when I was in my 20s. I'm 47 years old. For you to know what your purpose is and to feel and be confident in that is amazing. And don't stop it, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Definitely keep doing what you're doing. Everybody watching, thank you for watching. Listen, I got a couple things I want to say before I get off. I want you guys to check out Hellhands on my trail. Hellhounds on my trail. Hellhounds on my trail. Go to Eventbrite. Shout out to Jonathan Gilmore and his whole team for that. My wife will be singing in that production with them. That's going to be Friday and Saturday night at the Vauxhall 9 West East 25th Street. 9 West East 25th Street. You don't want to miss that. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. Also, Vibes and Verses, July 28th is the Spitfire Poetry Shutdown edition. I am back doing a in-person open mic since probably 2018, I think. Isaiah, if you can make it, I would love if you can come out. It's on July 28th between 7 o'clock to 11. 4,000 Coolidge Avenue, C Rose is the event center. Shout out to seeing everybody over there. My sister Shamice Jacobs, the table, Shamice Jacobs, my brother Victor CEO, Thomasina Redmond, Anna Comzette. And August 17th is the encore show for I Am Woke, the Poetrical Experience at the Fillmore. August 17th. You don't want to miss that. You also go to Eventbrite and get your tickets for that. This is an encore dinner theater, though. It's not just a poetic experience. This is a dinner theater this time. You'll be able to have a wonderful meal. There's a great chef that they got on hand. It's going to be a great show, so you don't want to miss that. If y'all can get out to the Fillmore August 17th, the Orion at the Fillmore August 17th, 7 o'clock. The show starts. Doors open at 6. All right. Be sure to check out the next show. My brother Chad has this show coming on next. You want to stay tuned for that. Isaiah, I appreciate you for coming on, man. Thank you so much, bro. I'm going to definitely stay tapped in with you. Yeah, I'm going to definitely stay tapped in with you, man. And, continue to follow you and things of that nature and check up on you, see how you're doing. But keep doing what you're doing, man, because you are in your purpose and you're doing it well. So don't stop. You know what I mean? Absolutely. All right, everybody. I thank y'all for watching. Like I say all the time, if you want to be blessed, you have to bless somebody else. You want to be blessed, bless somebody else and see what happens to you. Trust me, you'll get it back in return. Isaiah, I appreciate you, bro. You be safe out here, man.
Thank you, you too. Peace, everybody.
All right. Yep. I'll see you next time, bro.
I know you do. I know you do, because that's what I do. I give you that kind of love that makes you come back. I'm your pusher, baby. You're a
Hey, little black boy, let me holler at you for a minute. I was once in your place. You should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you just may save your life in the world right now. Much is right. Little black boy, you're gonna see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in the chains.
Thanks for tuning in to What Up Baltimore Online Radio.